Danny. How you doing, man?
I have spoken.
Oh, that's very good.
Yep.
I thought you were going to make a Baby Yoda noise of some type. It did make me smile how for a while, whenever anybody said Grogu, Baby Yoda would go, "Gah!" Just look up at them. I don't... Right, let's get something established right from the get-go. I know his name is Grogu, but I'm not going to fucking call him that. He's Baby Yoda. I don't give a shit.
Why? Call him by his name? What the fuck?
I think Baby Yoda is just much more adorable. Plus, I will forget that his name is Grogu in about a minute.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
I have no control over this.
You know, my dad, who is in the middle of season 2, said, "So, is this before Boba Fett then?" And I was like, "What?" So, is this before Boba Fett was alive? It's like, no, he's in it. It's like, oh, well, how come Yoda's so wee in it then? It's like, that's not actually Yoda. It's just another member of his species that's like a younger version. That's no Yoda! No. Why is everyone calling him Baby Yoda then? It's like, that's just a sort of cultural thing that people have just started saying. And it's like, alright, I thought, I've been watching the wrong fucking show, Daniel. So, I mean, calling him Baby Yoda is confusing. I'm sure someone out there must believe that this is like a prequel, like a far back prequel.
An extremely far back prequel, yeah.
Yeah, and yet there's stormtroopers in it and that. I mean, Jesus Christ. But,
I mean, that's not Star Wars illiteracy. Cause, I mean, he does at least know of the existence of Yoda, and also Boba Fett. But I think we should establish, because we're doing this podcast, and then we might be doing something Star Wars related, but you'll have to listen to the end to find out. But the point I'm trying to make is, the last time I watched a Star Wars movie, I watched the prequels when I was a young child. I remember watching them at before my parents and I moved house to a different place, so that would have been before I was 10 years old.
Right.
I am now 21. I have not seen a Star Wars film since. So, for example, at the end of season 2 of The Mandalorian, Mark Hamill shows up, and I'm like, "Who's this dickhead? I don't know what's going on here." And apparently, this is Luke Skywalker, who I presume to be important in some way.
Yeah, very, very important.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So that's my knowledge of it, and also the Family Guy Star Wars episodes. That's about my entire knowledge of Star Wars going into this. So that's good.
Yeah, that's really encouraging. But before we get to all that nonsense, I have to spin the wheel of bullshit. The fabled wheel. Quickly.
The first spin of 2021.
I know, just even before that. Happy New Year, folks.
Yes, Happy New Year, one and all.
Yeah, I hope you had a lovely Christmas/holiday/festive period. I know I certainly did. Did you, Lewis?
Yes, I ate about 3 million mince pies. Chloe's nan makes brilliant mince pies, and I have been eating them by the dozen.
Excellent. That's fantastic. And another thing, this is the 60th podcast in the entire run of us doing this. It's crazy.
In the VU, the Void Universe.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
It's better than... Right, I tell you what, VU is better than DCEU. That's just impossible to say.
Yeah, should have just been like DU or DCU.
Or even DCU.
Yeah, DCU.
MCU, DCU. That's enough of a difference.
Yeah, but VU.
Yeah, the Void Universe.
It sounds as if someone's someone who's German's waving away a fart. VU, like that.
That's a bit of a tenuous one, but I like it.
I mean, I got it there. I struggled with it. I sort of fumbled my way to the goal.
You just about made it there. Anyway, spin the wheel. Our first 2021 spin.
Okay. Whee! Describe your holiday in detail. There you go.
Okay. That has given me an immediate traumatic flashback to my childhood. So that's where we're going to start.
Oh, shit. Okay.
When I was a kid, over the summer holidays, my parents always made me keep a diary of the summer holidays for no reason. They have never expressed a desire to keep these diaries that I kept as a child. I kept one year. I think I was like in year 2 or something. So I was like 6 or 7. I don't know. And then I because I think the teacher asked us to. So the whole class had to go away, keep a diary of the summer holidays, and then bring it back in. And then she'd like assess our English skills and all this sort of stuff. I was like, okay, great. And from that point on, I was forced to make one every year, which was not great. Anyway, my I presume we're talking about the Christmas holiday that we've just had.
Yeah, this last year, not like 3 years ago. Do you know what? I used to do that as well, but like the diary thing, we were given it, but I would forget and like hurriedly write out in scribbled handwriting, like just made up stuff during the holiday. But you actually filled out every single day.
Yes. Well, yes.
Every day.
As far as I remember,
for 6 weeks.
Danny, to be honest, Danny, I don't really remember my childhood very well, so I might have skipped a couple of days. I have no idea.
Oh, you dog.
One thing I do remember doing when I was a kid, I don't know if you will have had these, or whether it was just a local library thing for me. The library near me did this like summer reading challenge every year. Did you have these?
Yeah, I did. It was something.
Yeah, they always had like a different theme every year. Like one year it'd be Under the Sea, and there'd be like different books that were like blue or had fish in them or whatever.
Yeah.
And you had to read 6 of these books, and then you get like some stickers. I remember doing that for like every year. That was pretty good.
Yeah, were the stickers good?
As I remember. To be honest with you, Danny, aren't all stickers good? I bloody love a good sticker. I have a sticker in this drawer that says "Eat the Rich." Isn't that brilliant?
That's a pretty good sticker, but I prefer pins, to be honest, because they're more sort of long-lasting.
Pins are good, but the thing I stress out with about pins is that they'll fall off things.
Yeah.
But because I have a notebook that I run my life and my business from, so I always have something to stick stickers to. So I have I have the Eat the Rich sticker. I have like Bumblebee stickers. Bumblebee the animal, not the Transformer.
Yeah.
That I stick in my notebook from time to time. So
yeah, well, I've got a pin.
I'm pro sticker.
I've got a pin of Vladimir Putin wearing lipstick, and the LGBT flag is behind him.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks gorgeous.
He looks gorgeous. I thought you were going to say, I've got a pin of Vladimir Putin, and just leave it there.
Yeah, our glorious leader.
That's the one, comrade. Did you hear about the Swedish... Did you hear about the Swedish deterrent for nuclear submarines? Or Russian submarines?
No.
They put a load of signs into the sea that were like sort of like a flashing neon light signs, but it was like a naked man or something, and it would say, if you come past this sign into Swedish waters, you are gay. And none of the Russian submariners would go past it, because obviously homosexuality is like outlawed in Russia.
Wow.
So they were like, they refused to sail past it and all that sort of stuff. So it was just kind of a vaguely ridiculous idea to defend Sweden's shores, but it worked.
That is so weird and so based at the same time.
Yes, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Anyway, what did I do on my Christmas holidays?
Yeah.
I went sledging for the first time.
Did you?
I did. I went sledging for the first time. I never went sledging as a kid, because... Okay, I don't really think there was a reason. What I did as a kid instead was whenever it snowed, I would shovel snow off the driveway and stuff. Like,
whoa. So Christmas was just manual labour for you then? Everyone else is just out shoveling snow off your driveway.
No, that's what I was doing. Yeah, I would whenever it would snow, I would go across to the garage and open the door. I would get one of the snow shovels out. Well, we had 2, I think. One was red, one was black, and the red one was always a bit better.
Oh, you got a choice.
Yeah, I got a choice, which is lovely. And then I would clear a path from the front door, and then like sort of down, because like in our front garden in our old house there was like grass, and then bisecting the grass was like a little sort of paving slab pathway, and then there was like the pavement at the end of that. So I'd clear a path down the driveway to the pavement, then I'd have to like sort of more or less clear a path across the road. Because, like, we lived at the end of a cul-de-sac. Not because of anything, but we lived at the end of a cul-de-sac. So, like, we had a house, and then across the road, essentially, was our garage.
Yeah.
It was a weird situation. But I would clear a path across the road, then I'd clear the ground all round the garage, because that was where my parents parked the car. So, yeah, snowy mornings when I was a kid were populated by snow shoveling.
Did you have a choice in this, or or were you told to just sort of, okay, Lewis, on you go?
You know when you're a kid and like your parents say, do you want to come to Tesco with me? And you think, no, not really. But it's not really a question.
Yeah.
It was one of those situations.
I still get that.
Do you want to do some snow shoveling, Lewis? Yeah, all right.
I mean, I still get that. It's like, it's not left my house. I still get sort of asked in a sort of weirdly sort of commandish way. It's like, do you want to go down to the shop for me? But I'd prefer that you just, show your true totalitarian face and just tell me to get down to the shop. Do you know what I mean? Rather than dangling this carrot of freedom before me to snatch it away. Just tell me and I'll do it. Do you know what I mean? But don't pretend that I've got a choice. Okay?
No, we have the luxury in our house, because it's just Chloe and I, and the cat, but she doesn't really make any decisions with regards to groceries. Mm-hmm. So we order online, like from Tesco or Morrison's or whoever can give us the closest, the soonest, cheapest delivery slot. That's who we order from. I have no sort of allegiance to anyone. I had to call my car insurance people earlier, and I was on the phone to them, and they said, "Oh, it's coming up to your renewal date, Mr. Brindley. Are you going to renew with Admiral?" And I was thought, I have no allegiance to you or to anyone else. I will just buy whichever car insurance is cheapest.
Wow.
That is my final answer. Thank you and goodbye.
Damn, Lewis becomes full capitalist 2021.
Lewis goes from communist 2020 to capitalist 2021. Yep, that's how I'm going to live this year. So yeah, I went sledging for the first time.
Did you enjoy it?
It was like a fieldy thing in the distance away from our house with like snow and horses and crap. And yeah, I enjoyed it. It was good. I slid down a hill and then I had to climb back up the hill. It was good.
Excellent. How was the macaroni this year?
Oh, it was superb.
I did.
We did a 3-course meal because it's one of my favourite things to do. When there's an event happening, is to cook a 3-course meal. So this year I did. I actually bought the first and final course, so I didn't put much effort into them. But the first course was like a breaded cheese board type thing. Like there was like a cheddar breadcrumbed and I think it had been pre-cooked in some way, and then I just put them in the oven and heated them up. Mm-hmm. The final course was a chocolate cake because I don't particularly like Christmas pudding, and neither does Chloe, and feel the same way about Christmas cake. So we just had a chocolate cake that was quite nice. And yeah, for the middle course, I did my signature Lewis Brindley Christmas macaroni and cheese.
It is beautiful, by the way. If anyone, for whatever weird, bewildering reason, gets a chance to have a taste of Lewis's famous macaroni, it is amazing. It is such a nice dish.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And alongside that, I did a garlic and oregano focaccia. Because I love making bread and I make a very good focaccia. So I did that for Christmas dinner. How nice is that?
That sounds so much nicer than the traditional sort of... I mean, not to like, I had a lovely dinner.
You said you had ham, was it?
Yeah, I had... I think it was... Yeah, so it was a 4-course meal we had. Yeah, we had a prawn cocktail to start. We had salmon bellinis. Then nice. we had lentil soup. Then we had ham, roast vegetables, all the works, pigs in blankets, that sort of thing. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And then we had Christmas pudding and a trifle for dessert.
Ooh, hey, I bloody love a good trifle,
Yeah, but I don't like either of them, so I just had ice cream.
Oh, I like ice cream.
Yeah.
What type of ice cream was it?
It's a type of ice cream called Colpies, which is a shop in Glasgow, and they do fucking amazing ice cream. They're so good.
Good stuff.
Classics, like classics at a homemade Italian ice cream. It's really nice.
Ooh, lovely. It's one of my eternal weaknesses is going past the freezer section in the supermarket and seeing that Ben and Jerry's is on offer. Oh, better just go and get a pint of ice cream. Yep. And then I buy a load of ice cream naturally.
Better go get an ale.
I did it this week with the online shopping. Chloe was like, "Oh, we got such and such, because I was like doing it on my laptop, and then she said, "Oh, and see if Ben and Jerry's is on offer." So I saw, and it was on offer.
Yeah.
So I got 2 tubs. I got, what was it? I forget what the name is of the one I got for Chloe, but it's like got bits of blondie and bits of brownie in it.
Uh-huh.
It's like a vanilla ice cream, and I thought,
nice.
mine is Minter Wonderland, which I thought was quite nice. It's like mint choc chip, basically.
I don't like mint ice cream.
Do you not? I really like mint choc chip.
I don't know. I can't get around it. It's either going to be vanilla. Actually, do you know what? I just like vanilla, to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm pretty plain that way when it comes to ice cream. I mean, I won't if someone offers me like a chocolate chip or a chocolate ice cream or strawberry or whatever, I won't hit it out their hand and say how fucking dare you. But I'd always go with just vanilla for whatever reason.
Yeah, that's cool. For some reason, the only thing that's coming to mind is a vaguely depressing fact about vanilla. So, is there anything else you did during your Christmas holiday?
I mean, not really. It's not really much you can do, is there? You know.
I did a lot of sitting about, eating mince pies. I ate about 1,000 mince pies. I might have mentioned this on the podcast already, but Chloe's nan makes amazing mince pies. So I've eaten about 30 million mince pies over the Christmas period. Because we went over to like sort of drop off presents at Chloe's nan's house. Mm-hmm. So we sort of ding dong ditched her. We sort of put them on the doorstep, rang the bell, and then ran away as quickly as we could, so that we were like socially distanced. Yeah. And she opened the door and picked them up. I was like, "Oh, thanks so much. Just wait there a second." And she went and got I think it was like a roses tin or something, and put Christmas cake and mince pies in it. I was like, "Oh, thanks, Nan. That's really sweet of you."
And frisbee tossed it at you.
Yeah, she
here.
No, she climbed up to the roof and then like slid it down the roof like a sled, and then it flicked off the gutter and we had to try and catch it.
Wow.
Yeah, but no, yeah, it was just a couple of mince pies that I think she just thought, "Oh, I'll have these while they're warm," sort of thing. Yeah. And ate them when we got home and sent her a text saying, "Nan, these mince pies are banging." I don't think Chloe used the word banging, but they are brilliant.
They're really nice. And you were like, "No, give me the fucking phone. They're banging."
And then she texted us back and said, "Oh well, next Wednesday I'm doing some more. Come and get them, or if you want." And in the end, I think Chloe's granddad came over and sort of did the same knock a door run style maneuver with mince pies. And now we've had a big tin full of mince pies, of which I've eaten the majority.
Is there none left?
There are 2 left, both of which are Chloe's, because I keep eating them.
So you've been there's been a mince pie embargo put on you because you can't.
A mince pie embargo put on me by myself, because I had earlier today. Because there's been like a whole thing with the shopping. Like we haven't had milk in our house for like a week. We've got some now, but like it's been a whole thing. But long story short, I didn't have any breakfast this morning because there are only so many times that someone can eat dry cereal before their soul just crumbles and dies. So I didn't have any breakfast, and I was like, "God, I'm really hungry." About mid-morning, so I was like, "Right, I have a couple of mince pies." Then I opened the tin, and there was 4 in there, and I was like, "Oh shit." So I took 2, and I've left 2 in there, and I've said to myself, "Right, I cannot have those mince pies. Those have to be Chloe's, because otherwise I will eat them, and she will never see these mince pies."
How many has Chloe had?
She's had about the same amount as me so far.
Oh, you made it sound as if like you were like hoarding them and like just stuffing your face when she wasn't looking, and then look, there's 2 left now because she hasn't got to any yet. That's the image that I had in my head. I didn't realise it. It sounds a bit better now that you say that. So Lewis, can I have one? No. My precious. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, as with a lot of other people's sort of Christmas periods, it's been very food-based. I think it is the general theme of the season. We discovered a new takeaway has opened near us, and we had one, and it's quite nice. they do just like butties and oatcakes and coffees and stuff. But it's nice.
Lovely.
To be honest with you, it was quite weirdly concerning because their menu. What was it? Because the reason I was looking for it is because there's a Costa near us that's on Uber Eats, so sometimes we'll order hot chocolate from the Costa. But I was, and for some reason, Costa this one morning wasn't on Uber Eats. I was like, oh, that's a bit annoying. I'll see if there's somewhere else that also does nice hot chocolates.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, there's a new place. And one of the Costa Christmas menu items this year was a Terry's Chocolate Orange hot chocolate.
Oh.
And it was absolutely lovely. Both Chloe and I had it. Both Chloe and I loved it. And I was like, oh, this is like just like a sandwich shop that might do coffees and hot chocolates and stuff. So I looked through the options, and where in amongst the hot chocolate options there was a they worded it really strangely, like Terry orange chocolate milky hot chocolate drink or something. And I was like,
was
that's
Yoda
weird.
writing them? Star Wars fans, eh?
But yeah, I had, I think, yeah, we had one of those each, I think it was. Oh no, I had a Galaxy one that was quite nice.
Yeah.
We had some big oat cakes, which was lovely. So yeah, new takeaway near me. So that's exciting news for me and no one else.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you've got to enjoy what you can in these trying times.
Christ, what a fucking bleak way to.
I know. Well, I mean,
Speaking,
you do.
You do. This is completely right. But just before we move on, because I get the sense we're edging towards Star Wars chat. I've also been reading a book during the festive season, and it's really bleak, and it made me think of you because one of the planets is called Bleak, and I know you quite like your bleak fiction.
Yeah, I mean, I do, to be honest. I I have trouble sort of enjoying joyful things, which is a bit of an oxymoron. But folks, let us know how your holidays went. How they went. How were they good? Were they bad? Were they indifferent? We want to know. It's good. It's good to sort of just to talk to people because it's really difficult at the moment, and we appreciate that, and we just want to get as many conversations and sort of alleviate the sort of boredom and loneliness that a lot of people are feeling. So get in touch, tell us, and we'll
Indeed.
go. Nice.
Yeah, let us know. You can always chuck a post on our Facebook page. That's a good way to do that.
Yeah, definitely.
Chuck something on our Facebook page and be like, oh, my holiday was XYZ. And I'll be like, ah, cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty sure that's how that works.
Yeah, I mean, well, any more bullshit, Lewis, or are you okay to?
I can't think of anything else I did over my Christmas period. Did you get anything nice for Christmas?
Bits and bobs. It was a sort of like it was made clear that it was going to be a sort of quiet sort of low budget sort of Christmas. So
Yeah.
it was really just the big dinner that I was looking forward to. But what about yourself?
Chloe got me a really nice whetstone for like sharpening knives with, which is absolutely gorgeous. That's in my kitchen now.
Oh, nice.
I think Chloe and I, my dad sent me a text and said, I kind of want to get you and Chloe something for like the house. So I was like, oh yeah, great, okay. As long as you don't spend much money. And he said, yeah, okay. Is there anything you want? And we said, maybe a slow cooker. So as a result, we now have a slow cooker. And we have cooked everything slowly since Christmas Day.
How much is a slow cooker?
Not very much, really. I think the one that my dad got was 40 quid. I don't know.
It's not bad.
No, they aren't. You can get like quite mini ones that aren't very expensive. But yeah.
Yeah, well, that's cool. There you go. You'll have to cook something slowly for us, eh?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Right, let's talk about The Mandalorian.
Okay. So, today we are doing The Mandalorian Seasons 1 and 2. And it is a show that was created by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. And it is starring Pedro Pascal, Gina Carano, Giancarlo Esposito, Katie Sackhoff, Ming-Na Wen, and Tamura Morrison.
Yes.
And
Did you know?
Other people as well.
Yes. Did you know that Ming-Na Wen played Mulan in Mulan?
I didn't know that.
Well, I did. And did you know that Timura Morrison played Moana's dad in Moana?
I didn't know that.
Well, now you do.
Wait,
I don't know about any of the others. Pedro Pascal was in Kingsman. Did you know that Giancarlo Esposito was in Breaking Bad?
I did know that, yeah, and he's also in The Boys.
Yes.
Yeah, I actually have a note that says if you want a cold, calculating villain, you just hire Giancarlo Esposito now.
Yep.
You know,
that seems to be the go-to.
He's just so good at it, you know. See, when you say Mulan, are you talking about the new live-action version or the original animated version?
No, I'm definitely not talking about the new live-action animated version. Christ,
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. I can't judge it yet.
I haven't seen it either, but I believe the lead actress is a bit problematic. So let's maybe not talk too much about it.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the 1998 one. It's 1998.
Who plays the dragon?
Eddie Murphy, I think.
Is it Eddie Murphy? Yeah.
Mulan, 1998. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Well, there you go. Bit of trivia. Bit of
Oh yeah.
Trivia. So, do you have an opening statement?
I have 2 opening statements in a rare, greedy move. I have the first one, which is, I would happily die or kill for Baby Yoda.
Okay.
That's my first one. And my second one is...
And yet you won't call him by his name.
Mostly because I keep forgetting what his name is, which is the real problem.
I would die for you, but I'm not fucking calling you by your name, you fucking idiot.
Imagine if I just saw you in the street, Dan, and I was like, I would die for you, weird Scottish man.
My name's Danny. No, it isn't.
No, it's weird Scottishman. Right, you know that meme of Gordon Ramsay where he goes, finally some good fucking food?
Yeah.
This, for me, is watching this is going, finally, some good fucking sci-fi.
Yeah.
That is what this is.
That's a good correlation. Jesus. One of sadly the only gems to come out of Disney's tenure of owning Star Wars. A fantastically Jesus Christ, my writing is fucking shocking. anyone that reads that would just go, oh, okay, so he's illiterate. Fantastic. I wrote a fantastic shot, amazingly shot, and makes you immersive in a fully developed world. Wow, good one, Dan. Yeah, it's good.
I reckon that scans. It's fantastically shot and immerses you. That scans.
Yeah, I know, but I wrote a fantastically shot, amazingly shot, and makes you immerse yourself. Wow. Okay, it's good. It's a good show.
Yes, it is. Right. Have we got some CRQs?
Yeah. Jesus Christ, the main theme is a fucking bop.
It is a banger and a half, isn't it? Bloody hell. I've written here, music is straight bangers throughout. Fucking love. I googled his name, Ludwig Göransson.
Yes.
He also did Black Panther, and the music for that was fucking bangers all the way through too.
But
what's he going to do next? I'm invested.
Yeah, I know. The music is really fucking good.
Yeah. The before I even watched this show, the theme song for it was on my work playlist. Mm-hmm. Because it's just such a really good song. It's it's just really good. I'm not very good at describing music in any meaningful way, but if you haven't listened to it, do. It's really good.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. I think, okay. This is coming from someone who hasn't really watched the rest of Star Wars, so you're going to have to take this with a pinch of salt and correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
But
yep.
I think one of the biggest strengths that for me has always felt underexplored in Star Wars is the coldness and unfeelingness of the rest of the universe. I think it sort of thrusts upon you these Jedi people to care about, and then you're sort of going, yeah, okay, I care about these people, I guess. But then in this, you're not told to like Mando. You're just sort of said, like, I mean, he's here, and he is kind of a mercenary, so, maybe you shouldn't like him. And then through his actions, you sort of develop a liking for him.
Yeah. Star Wars is a very sort of good guy, bad guy sort of universe, or it has been historically. And, this, and a film that, we'll talk about some other day, is a sort of departure of like that. It's more about sort of morally grey people in this one, and I just prefer that as a sort of way of working with a story. Good guys and bad guys are fine, but it's like life isn't fucking like that. Not really.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
No one's really all good. No one's really all bad. We all have different sort of flaws and stuff. So I think it's more interesting when it's less sort of, haha, I'm wearing white, so I'm good.
Yes,
and
precisely.
And
I
I'm
know
wearing
exactly.
black, so I'm bad. Meh. So
Well, I suppose in a strange way, Mando is essentially just wearing grey. So maybe
Yeah,
that's
so there you
that's kind of a commentary on that in a way. That makes me think of a quote from The Politician, which I still can't believe you haven't watched because it is so your thing.
I will watch
in which
it.
You fucking will. You're right. In which the main character of the show is sort of he says to somebody, I forget to who now. I don't know if I'm a good person or a bad person. Like I want to be a good person and I try to do good things, but I keep having bad impulses and I keep not wanting to do the good thing.
Yeah.
And the person just looks at him and says, well, to me it sounds like you're a person trying to do good things. Isn't that the whole point?
Yeah.
I kind of think that's what the Mandalorian kind of brings to the table, is this like obviously Mando is a mercenary and I've completely fucking forgotten her name immediately. Christ, what was that?
Who?
Sorry, I heard a bang in the other room. I think it was the cat.
Oh, damn.
Gina Carano.
Oh,
is
yeah.
the actress is named.
Shit, so have I.
Because I've always just thought of her as Dropper Lady. Do they even refer to her by name? I genuinely don't know.
I'm pretty sure they do.
It says here Cara Dune.
Yes, that's it.
But then it also says Grief Karga, who I don't remember giving him a name either. He was always just the guy. That guy that gives out the mercenary jobs.
Yeah. I think, that sounds very familiar now. Jesus Christ. You'd think I'd know that, but
but
the main characters.
But yeah, like obviously she's like a mercenary, and she ex-Imperial Army or something.
No, she's she's like, okay, so for
was she part of the rebellion?
Yeah, for historical
Okay.
context, in A New Hope, the first Star Wars film, the Imperials blow up her planet.
Christ.
Literally just genocide her entire people. So
Yeah, I kind of gathered that from all the people that were saying, well, how's your planet, dickhead?
yeah.
So, I thought something had happened.
So that's she's got a sort of like Rebel Alliance sort of tattoo under her eye. So
Yeah.
So she's pretty hardcore rebel against the Imperials.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, I mean, she is like also a mercenary, and the cast is very sort of grey, but then they are also trying to do good things.
Yeah.
So it's is that what it's about? Is about people maybe trying to sort of redeem themselves, almost learning to sleep at night. Well, does that actually? Yeah. Now I've said it out loud. That's great. It's that thing that Bill Burr said. I don't even fucking know his name. when he shot that truck full of very volatile material and it sort of blew up, and it blew up the base.
Yeah.
When he said, "Well, we've all got to sleep at night."
Yeah.
I think I really liked that. That was good.
Definitely. He's pretty complex, Bill Burr's character, for this sort of universe. I mean, it has very sort of sincerely been, good guys and bad guys, with a few exceptions, obviously, like Han Solo, who's like a smuggler and stuff like that. But it's a welcome sort of change, I think.
No, I completely know what you mean. Yeah,
I know you haven't seen the original trilogy,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a whole thing with the prequels. It was like the prequels looked as if it had more advanced technology than the original trilogy, and that was a thing for like Star Wars fans. It was like, why the fuck are they? Like, it just looks as if we're going back in time now. So like to see sort of like the merging of like new and old technology is like really I really fucking appreciate that stuff, because you see like classic stuff, and you also see stuff that isn't so far off that it couldn't fit in the original shit, which is really just fucking great. So I just wanted to add that in.
Yeah, I've got no idea what's going on, but that does sound like a thing that sounds good. Like the only thing that I can compare that to is the Mortal Engines books. The film was enjoyable, but not as good as the book. But yeah, in the books, they sort of like there was sort of like a technological apocalypse essentially. So quite regularly they'll talk about like CDs, meaning CDs as in the discs, the shiny discs.
Yeah.
But they call them CDs as in like a seed that you plant for something, like a CD. And they talk about like lost technologies and stuff, which they seek out readily. And I do appreciate the fact that it's this great mishmash of technological sort of lines in both this and Mandalorian.
Yeah, definitely. It's like the sort of end of like a sort of technological sort of age and branching into a new one almost. But yeah.
I like that we are seeing inside a weird warrior cult, essentially.
Yeah.
Because this is like in those episodes of episodes of Star Trek when, I don't know, Riker for some reason goes onto a Klingon ship or whatever, and then he's like, well, bloody hell, they're all eating eels and smashing each other's faces in all the time. Oh, this is horrible. But then we're sort of seeing like a sort of a different perspective on that, of like, what if it was this sort of honor-bound warrior cult, and they just try to be they try to honor their promises to each other and to their religion. And
yeah.
By the way, how bloody cool is that? That it's like, I don't know what the word is. How he talks about how like these things are part of his religion, and it's like, no, I won't put my weapons down. That's part of my religion, and it's like, in a weird way, I just think that's really cool.
Yeah.
In a confusing, strange way.
The fact that like he doesn't take his helmet off like ever, and yet like Bill Burr sort of mentions that he's it's like wait, is the rule that you can't take your helmet off, or is the rule that no one can see your face? It's like so he's pushing the boundaries of his own sort of moral code for this child, which is pretty really just really interesting sort of storytelling.
Yeah,
and they're zealots. They're like extremists. Yeah. The rest of the Mandalorians are like, oh yeah, we don't do that shit.
Yeah, we've just got kind of cool armor, and that's about it. We don't do all the helmet stuff. But no, that's another good moment of character development for Bill Burr's character, when he sort of hands him the Stormtrooper helmet back and says, "You did what you had to do. Let's just say I never saw your face."
Yeah.
That's. I just thought that was really sort of like a redeeming moment for that character.
Definitely.
By the way, speaking of the Mandalorians, how fucking cool is the blacksmith lady?
Yeah,
how cool is that?
So
That's really cool.
She's so cool.
And how she's like,
this is the
she
way.
like kills half a dozen assassins or whatever with like a hammer and some tongs. She's just really cool. I just think that's really awesome. And it's like this is a very specific thing, but I really liked it. Both our Mandalorian that we follow, Pedro Pascal, and the blacksmith lady, they have the same cupboard. Like in the sort of blacksmithing chamber, she opens her cupboard and it's got like smithing tools, like tongs and pliers and hammers and anvils and stuff. And on the ship that Mando flies around in, he opens up the same cupboard and it's got guns in it. So it's like it's just a different. It's almost like it's like a different offset of this. It's like just a weird thematic link within this sort of warrior cult that they have.
Yeah, it's
of
just
like this is where I keep my sacred objects, sort of thing. Which I really like that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and, they're all builders. They just don't use the same tools, which is really interesting.
It was just a small thing, but I thought it was really cool. I really liked that.
I don't know who the production designer is on this, but Jesus Christ, what a fucking person, whoever they are.
The sets or the armor? Do you mean?
Both people.
Well,
pretty fucking good. I love how the Imperials come across like fucking like monarchists like, on the run, if you know what I mean. It's like the end of like their great regime, and they're just like trying to sort of scuttle away. Like I love seeing like previously huge sort of empires or like villains like reduced to like sort of very scavenger race, very sort of on the edge sort of thing. I think that because it makes people look desperate, and it makes I've always sort of loved that. Like in Doctor Who, like when the Daleks are on like their last sort of ditch effort.
The last Dalek, and they're just like desperately trying to.
Yeah, I love shit like that. I really like stories like that.
And that was exactly what I loved about in the first episode or first couple of episodes when Mando goes into that little mysterious building and there's like 4 stormtroopers and 2 scientists.
Yeah.
And the stormtroopers are all battered, and they've got like scrapes and cuts and scorch marks and stuff on their armor.
Yeah,
And it's very sort of like we're just scavenging now. We're just trying to scrape by until the next thing, sort of thing. I really appreciated that. I bloody love a good bit of visual storytelling, and that's what that is. Do you know what I mean? It's not. Nobody felt the need to say. And just by the way, while we've got you here for this episode of The Mandalorian featuring Pedro Pascal, just so you know, the Empire's just fallen, and these people are on the run from everybody else. Everybody else hates them. Okay, back to the story. Nobody that would have felt obviously really on the nose, but I think a lot of sci-fi, yeah, but like a lot of sci-fi does do stuff like that because people, it's almost as though like visual storytelling, like people don't trust their audiences to get visual storytelling.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
No, I know exactly what you mean. It's like previously in films, like the stormtroopers were just like pure like white and just really pristine, and to see them sort of like just these people clearly just like do battle with like thugs and like ruffians every single day, you know?
Yeah.
It's really just, you don't need to say anything and you know exactly where these people are at. As good as this show is, and as good as the world building is, it can actually work, I'm afraid.
What do you mean?
Because of the films that are meant to come after it.
So the ones with
the new sequels, the
ones with Daisy Ridley in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The world building is so atrocious that I don't see how you're supposed to get to that. So it's like the Mandalorian hasn't come out, obviously, like, when you're starting to watch the prequels. So it's like, you know, all we know is that the Empire has been defeated, right?
Yeah.
In the original trilogy. And yet somehow they've got a huge force. They've got another Death Star that's just like the size of a planet. It's like just a bigger Death Star that there's no explanation for how they got this shit. But like, instead of like putting the Empire on the back foot, like making them the sort of small group of people that have to fight to sort of
in the sequels, you mean?
Yeah, win their ideology. It's literally just the same formula as before. It's like somehow the sort of weird, the new faction of the Empire is just as powerful as before, and yet, you know, the goodies are still like, you know, rebels essentially, except they call it the Resistance now. It's really fucking weird. So it's like,
that does sound a bit shit, to be honest.
Yeah, so it's like when you're looking forward to, I wonder what they're going to do with it. It's like they just completely ignore the politics of the world. So I don't know how we're going to see that happen. It's really fucking weird. But
that is, I mean, Lord knows there are a lot of things that are often wrong with Star Trek, and I don't want to praise it as this bastion of world building, because there are sort of strange things and inconsistencies.
Yeah.
But one thing I do appreciate is that with each new iteration, it's like there's more diplomacy has happened in the bit you haven't been looking at. Does that make sense? Like in the first original series, the Klingons are like the enemies throughout. And then by the next generation, they've sort of forged an uneasy alliance with the Federation, and there's this whole... You get the impression there's a load of political bollocks going on behind the scenes,
definitely.
Which you don't need to see.
No.
But it's also fantastic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know exactly what you mean. But it's like, it's just completely ignored in the sequels. But, you know, Jesus. I like how they're adding characters from different shows. I know that there's animated shows like the Clone Wars, and
which I have not seen. Have you seen that?
I have. It's very good. Like Ahsoka. Ahsoka is.
Yeah, with the Rosario Dawson.
Yeah. Do you know who Anakin Skywalker is? Do you know who that is?
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah. Do you know he's Darth Vader? Yeah.
Well, I do now.
Oh, did you not know that?
Well, I mean, I sort of knew that they were related somehow. I know the whole famous "I am your father" thing, but
right, okay,
Danny, I cannot express to you how few Star Wars things I have watched in my life.
Right, okay, so Ahsoka was Anakin's Padawan in the Clone Wars.
What is a Padawan? Like an apprentice or something?
Yeah, like a sort of Jedi version of an apprentice.
Okay.
And so they have a sort of relationship throughout the Clone Wars that's explored. It's a really good fucking show. Dave Filoni, who
so
showran
Anakin is teaching Ahsoka how to be a Jedi.
Yeah. And
Okay.
and then she becomes a Jedi, and then obviously bad shit happens, and yeah. But it's really fucking good how they're adding. A name that was dropped is Grand Admiral Thrawn, who is like Gus from Breaking Bad.
Right.
Every sinister, intelligent character meshed together. He is so fucking intelligent.
Is he in the films?
He's not in the films. He's in the expanded universe. He's in novels, and he's in a TV show called Rebels as well.
Okay.
So I feel as if Star Wars is getting this sort of Marvel treatment now, where it's there's going to be an Ahsoka TV show. There's going to be a Boba Fett.
Is there actually?
Yeah. There's going to be a Boba Fett TV show.
To be honest with you, if they're run like The Mandalorian, I kind of don't mind. Because I really liked meeting and sort of getting to know Ahsoka. She seemed like an interesting character. And so did Boba Fett, who I'm presuming is in the films?
Yes, he is. Very.
Okay.
He's got 6 minutes of screen time.
Oh, fantastic.
He's really not in it a lot. But for he captured such a following that he was just immediately. Those Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal Lecter was in Silence of the Lambs for 16 minutes, and yet Anthony Hopkins won an Oscar for it. So you just get these characters that just make such an impact on their first meeting.
Okay. Well, I have some questions that I would like to ask you, Daniel Kerr, a man who knows about Star Wars.
Okay.
The Jedi, right?
Yep.
They're the people with the lightsabers. So do you have? Is it like an honor bound type thing? As in, the thing I'm getting at. Why does Ahsoka give a shit? Why is she besieging that city? Why is she there? Did she sort of stumble across it and now she's sort of bound by the Jedi religion or whatever to do what is right?
Yeah, well, I mean, the Jedi are sort of interested in peace and sort of see themselves as the guardians of peace.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So they will. They're basically it's just another way of saying they're really sort of selfless and really nice and really good. Whereas the opposite of them, the Sith, are really selfish, and are interested in power and focus on their passions and stuff like that.
Okay, so the Jedi are like an organized group.
Yeah, they're basically a religion. Yeah.
Okay, so are the Sith an organized group?
Yes, but not in the same way.
In a bit more of a loose way.
Yeah, the Sith used to be the same. They had loads and loads of them, and then when the Sith Order sort of ended, a guy came along and went, "Okay, from now on there can only be 2 Sith at the one time. So there's going to be a master and an apprentice, and it's the apprentice's job to learn everything they can from the master, and then kill him and replace him, and then get an apprentice of their own." So that's the way of the Sith in the recent timeline.
I see. I would like to say that sounds dumb as fuck.
Yeah, I mean,
because that just sounds really stupid.
The reason is because previously Sith Lords would rather than fighting the Jedi, they would just constantly fight amongst themselves. So a guy went, right, okay, fuck that. It's 2 people from now on, and everyone else will be under them. Okay. So. Okay,
I suppose that makes sense, but it's still a bit weird.
Yeah.
Right. I've got another question as well.
Uh-huh.
They refer to Giancarlo Esposito's character. Oh God, what's his fucking character called now?
Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon. Is Moff? Is that his name, or is that like a what's the word? Like a title?
Yeah, it's a title. So there's governors, there's moffs, and then there's Grand Moffs.
Okay.
Governors are just I think governors are just sort of they govern planets.
Right.
And moffs sort of govern sectors, and Grand Moffs govern 3 sectors or 4 sectors at once. I don't know specifically. So
okay. So it's like some kind of weird feudal system.
Yeah, it's a weird sort of feudal sort of system. But Moff is
even weirder when you consider. What is it? Ahsoka said something about a Jedi Knight. Is there some kind of hierarchy going on?
Yeah, there's there's hierarchy in the Jedi. There's there's younglings, which are just kids that are learning,
Okay.
There's a Padawan, which is like what Ahsoka was, like a sort of apprentice.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's like a Jedi Knight, which is like a sort of, is
Fully fledged mega Jedi.
well, no, because there's a Jedi,
No? Oh.
there's a Jedi Master,
Right.
but I don't know if they're interchangeable. Oh no, yeah. Okay, so there's a Jedi Knight and then there's a Jedi Master, and
Okay.
Jedi Masters sit on like the council sort of thing, and they make the decisions.
Okay. I have a. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. That is all of my questions now. I'm
Excellent.
sure everybody in the audience
You
has finished ripping their dicks off in frustration. So you can super glue those back on.
Darth
And,
Darth is a title as well.
of course it fucking is. Right. What does that mean?
Darth is like the equivalent of like sort of like a Jedi Master, but in the Sith, it's like a Dark Lord of the Sith sort of thing.
Right. So are there several Darths?
What do you mean?
Because there are several Jedi Masters. Because there's a
there's
council
only
of them,
two,
so there must
remember?
be a few.
There's only two.
Oh. Okay. Right. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah.
Okay. Cool. we've cleared all that up.
I'm
sure
getting
that'll.
confused. Jesus Christ! Like any Star Wars fans that are listening will be able to correct me in any points that I've got. I'm not like I know a bit about Star Wars, but I'm not a fucking expert. So feel free to fucking correct me. But yeah.
I mean, that's the end of my questions. The only bits I have left in my notes are I bloody love Rosario Dawson. She's really good.
Yeah.
I've never seen her give a bad performance in anything.
I agree.
She always shines through it, gives a great performance, and she was really good in this. I really like the world building as well. I know that's very obvious because I think with something as big as Star Wars, the temptation is to not build a world of any type.
Yeah.
Because everyone's like, oh, I've already seen Star Wars, it gives a shit. But I haven't. So I'm watching this thinking, oh, okay, so this guy's got a cool helmet. That's nice. Then,
What's that
do you know what I
for?
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But like, it's very effortless, the world building. I feel like I understand a lot about this world,
Yeah.
even though I've watched some TV. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So the big Luke Skywalker scene at the end
Yes.
of the second season, it was a pretty big fucking moment for people who like Star Wars.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the CGI?
Well, to be honest with you, I barely know what Mark Hamill looks like in real life.
Oh, right, okay.
He's got the beard now, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got the beard, yeah.
Let me Google him.
You'd need to watch
Mark
the original
Hamill.
trilogy to sort of see.
Yeah, okay. Okay, there's a picture here of young Luke Skywalker. Yeah, I mean, it's the same guy, so...
Yeah.
I mean, the CGI... When you CGI de-age people, generally, I think it often is not great.
No.
Let's be completely honest. There are times I have seen it be good. Like, they CGI de-aged Michael Douglas, didn't they, for Ant-Man? That was quite good.
Oh, yes,
and
they
they
did.
CGI aged Hayley Atwell for that same film, and she was good there.
I'd rather they just got another person.
Such as Sebastian Stan, who looks a lot like a young Mark Hamill. Like,
Yeah, you
a
were saying
lot.
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, definitely. I'd just rather they recast it rather than because then I can't focus on what's going on. I have to look at the CGI.
The crap sci-fi and go...
You know, because it was a big emotional scene, and I was so distracted with how the CGI looked. It was really weird.
Yeah, to me, as someone who didn't know who Luke Skywalker was, really, I knew he was a guy, but I didn't really know anything else about him.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, so it's just a bloke then. And I was like, why is his face so... Oh, he must be an alien. And then I just kind of left it at that. Maybe he's just trying to look like a human, I don't really know. And then I just kind of left it at that.
Yeah.
I do want to say that the Jedi fight scenes were really good. Like with Ahsoka like stabbing people with a sparkly sword and... their lightsaber.
Jesus
And,
Christ. You're gonna get us like hate mail from Star Wars fans.
Certainly am.
Who's that prick? Who keeps
But yeah, the one that really got me was Luke Skywalker like throwing boxes at robots and
Yeah.
cutting them in half and stuff. It was just really good.
really
It was
cool.
just really good. Also, why in the name of Christ would you have a room in your spaceship where if you fall off of the narrow pathway with no handrails, you just fall into space? Why would you have that room?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Moff Gideon isn't like an interior decorator, you know. Maybe he's like, his bathroom's like avocado, and like David Mitchell's like has to like choke his wife or something.
That is going to be such an aggressively weird reference if you haven't seen that one sketch from that Mitchell and Webb look.
I'd recommend you give it a look because it is
Yes.
it's really funny. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Jesus Christ.
God.
But where do we go from here? What happens next, do you think?
In The Mandalorian, I don't really know because it kind of feels like it's over, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be another one.
Yeah, I mean, certainly there's going to be another one. I don't really know. Maybe he'll just go on the hunt for some more Beskar. Maybe that's where he goes from here.
Maybe. Do you think we'll see Grogu again?
Yeah, definitely. I think Mandalorian is. I think it annoys me that I keep calling him Mando because that makes me feel. Because in the show they kind of say that as though it's offensive.
They say
so.
They say it as a sort of slur of some sort.
Exactly, which makes me feel like a bellend because I don't know what his actual name is.
His name is Din Djarin.
Din Djarin. Okay, well I'm going to call him that then.
Okay.
Din Djarin.
Din. Just call him Din.
Din. I'm going to call him Din. Bloody good old Din.
Big Din. Yeah.
Big Din. No, he seems too attached to Grogu to really not to just be like, all right, well, some other good bloke's got him then.
Yeah.
Fuck off. Bye.
Do you think
it did make me smile a bit when he put him on that special force rock? And so it was just like after about 10 seconds was just like, okay, that's enough. And like went to go and pick him up. Was like, I don't want to let him go. I want to keep him. I just thought that was dead cute.
Yeah. No, he's a cute wee thing. I'll give.
And I did particularly like how it was a brilliant sort of display of masculinity in Din, in that like it was like similar to the Newt Scamander style of masculinity, of like how this caring, soothing instinct that he has is not. It doesn't detract from his masculinity, and at no point in the show is that called into question. I really appreciated that. Like I just really liked that. That was really good.
Yeah, he's not one of these sort of like I must provide sort of things. It's like it's just a decent human being who cares for a wee sort of creature, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I just thought that sort of caring. I just thought that was really sweet because I think for a long time Hollywood has perpetuated this. All men must be Dwayne Johnson kind of strange stereotype, and I think it's nice to see. Like, I mean, the only ones that spring to mind are Newt Scamander and Din. So I haven't got a long list of these people, but I think it's really great.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Cool.
But I think I'm out of notes.
I am also out of notes. Yeah.
Do you have a closing statement?
I do indeed have a closing statement. Can't wait for more.
Excellent.
That is all I've got to say. I'm just really I really like this show.
I mean, it's a good show. It is a pretty good show. A great story about a journey of somewhat apathetic. Jesus Christ, more shitty writing. Okay, it's an apathetic roster of characters realizing that freedom and kindness are probably more important. There you go.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
Boom.
Yeah, freedom, kindness. What's not to love about either of those things? Yeah. Oh shit! We've just done closing statements, and I've got another note.
Oh fuck!
Okay. Super quick, speedy one. I like that Mandalorian Din. He what's the word? He shows character development. In spite of the fact you can't see his face, you can't really. You can only judge him from who he shoots.
Yeah.
It's like a IG. Is it IG-11 that sort of sacrifices himself to save the rest of the party, as it were.
Played by Taika Waititi.
Yes, played by Taika Waititi. I appreciated that. Mandalorian, after seeing that happen and seeing IG-11 just sort of be like, all right, well, I must protect the child. That is my prime thing. I must protect the child. That I think I liked seeing that he changed his opinion. He let the droids work on his ship and all that sort of stuff. I liked that.
Definitely.
Okay, that is my final note. We've already done closing statements.
Well, that was the Mandalorian.
It was indeed. We've got quite a few. Oh no. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole theme tune. Don't need Louis Goranson. You just got us to do it. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to it as soon as this podcast's over.
Fantastic. what was I going to say then? Yeah, so we've got a couple of things queued up in a weird way now. We've got The Boys in the bank. We've got The Mandalorian in the bank.
Yeah.
So whatever comes out first,
loads.
Better Call Saul, loads of stuff. Whatever comes out first, we'll do a whisper on.
Yeah.
So if there's any big Hollywood execs listening to this podcast, which I know there are, then yeah, if you come out with your series first, we'll do that first.
Yeah.
And both of our listeners will hear it. So that's good.
Definitely. Should we do some shilling before we announce next week's?
Yeah, let's do a cheeky bit of shilling.
Okay. I'm on Instagram at O'Hiram. I'm on Facebook at Daniel Character. I'm on Twitter at Kerzo2000. What are you on, Lewis?
I am on Instagram at Lewis_Brindley. I'm on Twitter at LewisBrindley4. And I have a Facebook page called Lewis Brindley. And the show also has a Facebook page called Shouting Into the Void, where we encourage you to go and post things. You can be like, oh, hey, really like this new episode, and we'll be there. We'll say, oh, I like this new episode too, because I was in it. I said those things. And then you can interact with us in such a way.
Yes.
Go and like it and follow it and check it out. That would mean the world. There's all sorts of show-related news and information there, so go and take a look.
Definitely. We're on Podomatic, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we have a YouTube channel, we're on Deezer, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on Amazon Podcasts, we have a PayPal donate button, so anything you could spare, anything at all. We also have Patreon, and we want to thank our wonderful, wonderful patrons who have stuck with us throughout these trying times. Chloe.
Thank you.
Darius.
Thank you.
Sophie.
Thank you.
Peter.
Thank you.
Aditya.
Thank you.
Richard.
Thank you.
And Natalie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One and all.
Yes, definitely.
It means the absolute world to have your support. You allow us to keep making this show that we absolutely love making. And there have been no ba-ba-ba-bas this week because we have not had a new patron. If you would like to be next week's ba-ba-ba-ba, then you can go to patreon.com/shoutingintothevoid for the fake air horn noises and a whole host of other benefits too, including a private Discord server for Shouting Into the Void Patreon supporters.
You certainly can. We also have merch on Teespring and Redbubble. Christmas and that is over, but you still need jumpers, tote bags, mugs, stickers, all sorts of stuff. So go on, have a look, get something for yourself. Go on, treat yourself. You know you deserve it.
Yeah, you got that Christmas money burning a hole in your pocket.
Definitely.
Treat yourself to a fancy jumper.
Definitely. And last but certainly not least, we are partnered with a wonderful, wonderful company called Number 12 Crochet Avenue. And
Indeed we are.
And Lewis is going to say some wonderful things about them, all of which are completely accurate.
Indeed they are. Number 12 Crochet Avenue is a company run by my amazing wife in which she crochets, and she's very bloody good at it. We've got a large number of wools and crochet hooks and such in the house, and my wife enjoys to crochet things, and she posts about it on Instagram, and she sells the things that she makes. She does commissions. Go and check out the Instagram page at Number 12 Crochet Avenue. It's all letters and words, no numbers, no punctuation, but go and have a look. It would mean the absolute world to me, and to Danny, and to my wife, and to my cat. So if you don't want to let down Monica the cat, go and check it out.
Definitely. Okay. So, with some exciting news. Because this is the 60th episode, we thought, we started The Mandalorian. It's connected to a pretty big fucking universe
about which Lewis knows nothing.
Yeah, so we're gonna go on a little adventure, and we're gonna teach Lewis all about Star Wars, and we're gonna do that by reviewing all of the trilogies thus far in the Star Wars universe, starting with the original trilogy. So we're going by release, and that will be next week.
So we're going to do one big void for the original trilogy, one big void for the prequels, and then one big void for the sequels.
Yes.
Did I get that right?
You did.
Because they come out in some stupid order, like some insane crazy man decided what order they came out in.
Definitely. Now, I've got a wee sort of disclaimer to make, okay? I'm hoping that this will attract as many Star Wars fans as possible, because I like Star Wars, and I think Lewis will when he starts, when I start
knowing what's going on. I'm sure I'll enjoy it.
Definitely. And I, for one, know how passionate Star Wars fans can be about the community and the universe that they love so much. But any sort of Star Wars zealots that show up and start being rude and start being aggressive because they don't have the same opinions as us will not be tolerated under any circumstance. Lewis, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about as this process goes on. It's incredible.
I imagine I will, because I have no idea what you're talking about at the moment.
Star Wars fans can be incredibly passionate, and it's very good, but there are one or two of them that just take it a bit too far. You know, there are people that give their opinions, and at the end of the day, they're just opinions, okay? So don't get all crazy on us, you know? If you don't like our opinion, just tell us. You don't need to be rude about it. So that's all I'm going to say for now. So there you go. But I'm very excited. I'm very excited to do
I'm
this.
excited too. I will go on a Star Wars spiritual journey, and then I'll force Danny to watch all of TNG in a week.
Yeah,
that's what I'll make him do.
That seems fair. But yeah, so thank you so much for listening, and this is the way, and we'll hear you.
This is indeed the way.
Yeah, we'll hear you, see you, give away a child to a weird wizard next time.
So what? Yeah, let's see that then.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much for listening.